Hey students, this is a video for exercise 5B. We are going to be opening up the images that were provided to you in JetNet. All of the lemon and the lime images will be saved for later. So go ahead and launch Photoshop, and we're going to go ahead and open up each one of those pixels by doing a Control O or a file open, and then navigate out to those. I saved them in the exercise 5 link folder. And so we're going to open up lemon 1. And if you notice, the color space is RGB, 72 resolution, and then open. And I'm sure on a PC it will also show you that same thing. I'm on a Mac, working on a Mac here. Okay, so lemon 1 JPEG is how I provided you with those images. And what you want to do is you want to make sure these images are in CMYK for our 4-color process production, which is usually what a lot of designers have to go through when they provide their work and their pieces to the vendor or the production. You're going to want to go up to Image. You want to make sure you're in the selection tool or the move tool, and then go into image size. And in the menu, we have sort of the size, which is 13.889 by 19.528. That's rather large for how we're using it. So keep that in mind. The resolution is very small. It's for screen res, and we would like this to be high res. So basically what I want you to do is I want you to size it up 300, and then you notice the percent goes up 400%. 400. We really don't want that. We have it on resample, but go ahead and say okay, just to see what we're working with here. And the image size blows way up. So then you could do a Control minus to back out of there, or do a Command or Control 0 to kind of fit it to the workspace. And then let's go back up to image size and take a look at that. It's 300 dpi or ppi, dots per inch, pixels per inch, and it's super large. So we can then bump that back down. We could bump that down to like 20%. Of course, keep all those the same. Say okay. So that will still look nice. And then we can go back up to image size. And one last thing that I wanted you to see is now the dimensions are 2.777 by 3. So that should work for high resolution when we place it into our document. Maybe I should have went with more like 40%, but for right now it's only 2.79 megabytes. We don't want to go too much larger. We only have 100 megabyte files allowed in JetNet, so with several of these it should be just fine, but I want to make sure you all know sort of what goes on. So if you're not able to upload something into JetNet, it's usually because the size is way too big. But just go ahead and hit OK. Now we have a 300 ppi image, high resolution, and now we're going to go to Image Mode. And instead of RGB, we're going to switch it to CMYK. And it asks us, changing modes can affect the appearance. Flatten image. You can go ahead and say flatten if you need to. You're about to convert to CMYK. Just say okay. We're going to convert the profile. That's fine. Okay, so here's your CMYK image. Now we're just going to save over the top. You can do a file save or Control Command S. Do that for each one of your images that I provided. Let's go ahead and open the next one. We can even shut this one out and then do a Control O or file open, and then we'll open up our lemon 2. We're not going to worry about the lime ones for this particular exercise. So image size, again, we're going to change the resolution to 300, and then the percentage, I'm going to do 30. And then you'll notice the dimensions. That doesn't even seems a little small, so I might even do 50 for the dimensions. Let's see, that might be a little better. 60%. Then make sure you're keeping all the settings. You don't want to do not constrain aspect ratio. You want it to resample and say okay. All right, and now we're going to go to image mode, change it to CMYK. Walk yourself through, just say, okay, we want to change the color profiles, it's all fine. And then go ahead and just do a file save. Shows it's a maximum file, it's a large file. Say okay. If you want to check that file size again, image size, it's 4.74 megabytes, but we want it to be high res. Okay, let's go ahead and just do a Control S or file save, close out, and now let's do Control or Command open or file open, and now we're going to go to Lemon 3. Open that one up. Image size, resolution 300. Let's see if I do 50. No, it's really small at 50. See, it all matters, the native original shot. So whoever took a photo of this, it doesn't matter. Whatever image you get is the quality that you're going to get. You can enhance it and do effects, but you cannot up the resolution. I'm upping the resolution here because we started with a high resolution image. I can only go so far. So here it's at 1 by 1. 50%, it's going to be looking good at 300 dpi. Now, if I do 20%, it's not going to look that, it's going to look a little bit strange. So I do 100%, 3 by 2. So that's as large as we should have this image, is 3 by 2 in the document that we're about to play, that we placed it in. So if it starts to make sense, it's hard to explain, but we should use this at 100% because that's about the size that I want to use it. And if I want to enlarge it any, I can't go above 100% or we're going to start to lose that resolution. Okay, so that's sort of pixel resolution 101. And this is 2.18 megabytes. So I'm just going to keep it at 100%, say okay. And then I'm going to go image mode, make sure this one's CMYK. Walk myself through, say okay. And then save it. File, save, or Command or Control S. You can tell it's a larger file, just say okay. All right, and then listen to my dog yelping in the background. Okay, and then the other one, I think we have one more file. You do a file open or Control or Command O. Yep, we have one more file. We're not going to worry about the Lime ones because they are vector ping files. So this one, Lemon 4 is our last one. Go ahead and open that one and then do image size. It's 13 by 19. That's rather large. Let's go 100. That brings it to 138%. However, oh, oops, my bad. 300 brings it to 400%. So if I drop that back down to 30%, that's a little too small of an image. So let's go to 50. It's still too small. 60, getting a little closer. 75. I'm thinking column width, and that's kind of where I'm making my predictions here on what size might work best with this image. So the column widths are about, I don't know, 2.5. So this sounds about right. But I might want to use this one at a larger size. Forgot how I placed them in. 2.6, maybe I'll keep this one at 100. 3 by 4, that should work all right. We've got 4.11 megabytes. Just go ahead and say okay at 300 dpi. And then image mode CMYK, walk myself through here, and then save it, Command S, Control S on the PC, or file save. And say okay. All right, so all 4 of those photos are now scaled at a proper high resolution for us to print them without losing any quality of the image. And so go ahead and place them all into a compressed folder named last name _5b.zip. And then upload these to JetNet, and I'll see you in the next video.